county-related issues, the judge of the probate court, Judge Powell.
Okay, I hope this works. I'll speak loudly. Thank you for allowing me to be here, and this is for informational purposes only. I'm not asking for anything tonight, so this is to get ready to ask you for things. So, just want to let you know where we are. I've been on a letter writing campaign for many, many years, and I know we've had county managers and commissioners, to cycle through, but I just want to make sure that I'm letting everybody know what we need this upcoming budget cycle. So let me give you just a little bit of information. And the PowerPoint's up here. I'm sorry, I guess I should be later on the agenda when it's darker, but can some of these lights go off? It's not going to help. I know we need a new projector from what I hear, but when probate court first moved into the building that we're in now, and most of you know that as the old Alexander Library, we're on Sim Street. And so when they first moved in, we had a population in the county of 139,800. And so now in 2016, our population is estimated at 223,916. So that's a 60% increase in our population. Our square footage of our building, when Judge Buttrell moved in 2002, was 7,046 square feet. Now it's 7,586 square feet. We were able to capture, we had a bit of a patio area that already had a floor and it already had a roof on it. So we captured that area to make our waiting room just a little larger, and we added employee restrooms because when I started, we had 11 women in there and one toilet. So we are thankful that the county was able to add more toilets. So we've only had an 8% increase in our square footage. Public restrooms, and I debated about how to word this. We have a tremendous number of people coming in and out of our building every day. We have one men's toilet and we have one women's toilet. I don't mean stalls. I mean you go in and you close the door and lock it. So and that's one reason that I'm not having court there is because there's not appropriate facilities for the number of people that we see. So we've had no increase. Our biggest problem by far is our parking. We have 18 public parking spaces, and 2 of those are handicapped. And so we were able to add some parking spaces in 2008, I believe, but those have been taken up by our increase in employees because we're serving more people. So really our net gain has only been 2 parking places. And I come to you today to let you know that we really are desperately in need of a solution. Our citizens, who are our customers, come to us every day, and they have to ride around and around the building because where we are, we're in a residential neighborhood. We don't have adjacent parking for other businesses or courts that we can use, and there's no street parking there. So I just want to show you just a few pictures. So we've only had an 11% increase in parking. These are some of the pictures. I know it's a little dark to see, but if you go by our building, people are parking on the grass. People are parking at the very back. We have a little picnic table right there. People are parking against that. People are parking where there's no parking. There's no parking in that spot because it doesn't have an appropriate turn radius for, trucks with dualies or the UPS man or anybody else, but people are having to park there. Also, you notice if you look at the first picture on the left, there is parallel parking across the back. And we reserve that for employees because we just don't want customers to try to have to parallel park. But you'll notice Miss Terry eats her lunch outside every day. That's what she likes to do. And there's a customer just parked right in front of her. People are making parking places, and it's not their fault. We just are out of space and room. So another issue is I have not had court in my building since 2013. And you may not be aware of that. But we have been borrowing court space. I had to stop having court in my building because I needed the extra space. But also because we don't have adequate parking now. If I added litigants and court cases, there is definitely no room for parking. When we would have court hearings, I felt like I would have to when we took a break for everybody to go to the restroom with a whole room full of people, I felt almost like I needed to give out the little numbers that you would take at the Piggly Wiggly deli that says, now you're going to go to the restroom number 1, court reporter, you go next. So a regular break would take us 30 minutes. So, and let me just compare this to you. And I'm glad Judge Studdard's here and Judge Blunt was here just a minute ago. In Superior Court, we have 3 judges and they have 4 courtrooms. State Court has 4 judges and 5 courtrooms. Magistrate Court has 3 judges and 3 courtrooms, including the courtroom at the jail. Juvenile Court has 2 judges and 2 courtrooms. Probate Court has 2 judges and no courtroom since 2013. And I will tell you, I know that the judges are tired of seeing my phone ring at their desk for me to beg a courtroom to have court. I have certain days that I'm scheduled, but I have emergency hearings. I have court, and I can't find a place to have court. So that's one of our huge concerns. Okay, now, if anything else hasn't really scared you, I think this will, and let you know that we really need a long-term solution. I'm in need of a current solution, but it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. So these are our population projections according to the Atlanta Regional Commission. So for 2020, our projected population is 282,000. For 2030, 358,000. 2040, 432,000 people. I don't have the room to serve our current citizenry, much less the growth that's coming to our area. Just want to let you know just briefly, some of the things that we've done that has caused us to have to utilize our space inside the building. We now have a deputy on site. We now have security on site, which we didn't have when I first started. We do all of our live scan printing for weapons carry permits on site, so our customers don't have to leave and go to the sheriff's department. We did over 5,800 weapons carry permits last year alone. Each year we keep reaching a new high as far as those numbers. We have a GCI terminal and we run histories on anybody who wants to be a guardian of an elderly person or a minor. So that takes up room as well. Also, we have expanded facilities for passports. We have been doing online reservations, but now we're to the point where, because of the traffic issue, we're trying to spread people out even more. So, and I want everybody who's watching this at home to know, you can walk in any day to probate court you can either sign up for an appointment, and then we will see you at that appointment time. But you can walk in any day up until 2 o'clock to get a passport. And we're hoping maybe that will regulate out. We were having only 1 day a week for walk-ins. So we're hoping that might help ease our traffic problem. The only other thing I'd like to leave you with is, besides parking, I know, and this is Skip Floyd's budget that I'm going to be asking you to please give him deference to. We have gone in the last several years to web-based software programming. We do vital records. All of the records we get through the web and the cloud. All of our software is web-based. Everything we do is web-based. It's not on our server. But what's happening is, especially in the afternoons, the county is so congested with internet use that sometimes we can't even access our software. we can't access the records that people need to get certified copies of, we're pretty much shut down sometimes. If we're not shut down, we're tremendously slow. And that's just a huge disservice. Besides the fact that it scares me that it's all just going to go away one day. I think at this point I would probably like to go back to server-based software. I want to know I can get my records at any time and not have to depend on our ability to access our things in the cloud. But I think that's not a reality. I think we're just going to have to hopefully find the money and the resources so that we can continue to do our job. So just want to give you that heads up as to what our needs are, and I'll be glad to take any questions you might have.
Anybody have any
Please come by our
comments?
court. Yes.
Yes, sir. District 2.
I renewed the license probably in the last 3 months, and the online reservation system is where it's at. So I would encourage, our citizens definitely go on the website. It's very easy to sign up for the site, and then the staff. Your employees. They're awesome. They were really good.
Thank you.
On the service. So I think the online reservation. It is crowded over there.
We've had people sitting on the floor in the lobby, and that's so. And I will tell you that Skip Floyd designed our online reservation system for us for passports and for gun permits. I think you can even do a few other marriage licenses. You can make reservations because I know some people don't get paid when they're out of work. They need to know that if they get an appointment, they're going to be seen then. So if you're a walk-in, you're going to be behind somebody with appointments. But thank you
Sure.
for that compliment. I'm going to pass it on to my staff.
Anybody else have any comments? The only comments I will make is, and I want the audience to know that's my daughter. But having said that, she has two things working against her. One is she's the only female judge in Henry County, and she doesn't know I'm saying all this. It wasn't free-form, but if she had she been a male, she'd have got anything. All the other judges get everything they want. That's a fact. Now, second thing is she was working closely with District 3 Commissioner Barnes in 13. Okay, and they was well on their way to making some adjustments, and Kelly knows it. Judge Powell knows this. Okay, we've got a new county manager in 14, and because he disliked me, and this is a fact too, he put facilities maintenance on notice, don't do anything for Judge Powell anymore because that's the chairman's daughter. And it's really sad that you have to come up here in front of Dad and these people up here and beg for something. So I'm just speaking freely, and we don't do good treating women up here. We have a track record of treating women ugly, and more especially women of the minority race. So I just said that, and anybody wants to make a rebuttal to that, feel free.
I have every confidence that y'all are going to do the right thing and find the money. I think that's the hard part, is finding money to do this. I'll leave you with one last thing. I know that elections is looking for a place to be too. I think my court and elections is very compatible. Elections doesn't need a large space, but several times a year, and I can work around that. So there may be some common uses. We can use some common areas. So thank you very much.
Okay. I'll do it. Anybody else have any comments? So that'd be the time to make them. Okay. I'm going to make an executive decision here. I understand that Dr. Ashby is present. If you are, raise your hand. Okay. I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm going to allow you to come up and speak for 5 minutes. This is a lady I called protocol a while ago and you wasn't here. So if you'll come up to the podium, state your name, we'll hear you for 5 minutes.